Welcome to part 4. Let's dive back in. Thanks to your hard work so far, you've got your good goals for 2026. You're focused on what matters, and we are so proud of you. In today's video, we're going to walk through the goal action plan pages and then a simple way to help your goals flourish over the next year. When you're ready, turn to pages 28 and 29. Friends, this is where some of the magic happens. In fact, a lot of the magic of PowerSheets happens right here. You know we love big picture goals. We love big picture goals that inspire you and point you where you want to go and that have a strong why. But equally importantly, we love breaking goals down. You can't have one without the other. If you do, you'll either have goals that sound lovely but go nowhere, or spin your wheels doing lots of things but feel like they're never adding up. These pages are where we bring both of those halves, the big picture and the breaking it down, together. Friends, these are your goal action plan pages, and they're meant to break down your yearly goals. You're going to make a simple plan for each, and you can keep coming back to them and adding to them throughout the year. So let's get started with your first goal together. Start by writing your yearly goal up at the top. Remember, this is likely a big picture, maybe corresponding to one of the areas of the Cultivated Life Evaluation. Maybe it's something like steward my finances well, or make friends in my neighborhood, or prepare for graduation. Of course, it can also be something more specific, maybe a finish line goal that you're going to work on throughout the year. Something like save for a down payment, or host a neighborhood block party, or complete my dissertation. Whatever it is, write it in at the top. Next, you're going to write out the why behind your goal. Why are you motivated to achieve it? Why does it matter? To bring us back to a discussion we had at the beginning, why are you passionate about it? Why are you willing to sacrifice to bring it to life? Write a few thoughts. For example, last year I had a goal to plan and organize a 20th reunion for our high school friends. We love these friends, but they're scattered around the country and we don't get to see them as often as we'd like. So my why looks like this. Because I want to take an opportunity to gather the friends I love, and because I believe life is more meaningful and fun when we mark milestones. Simple, but powerful. In the next section, we're going to get practical. It is so important to be realistic about the resources it will take to accomplish a goal. This is not meant to be discouraging, but again, just realistic. So take a moment to think through the resources you might need. Time to go on runs or learn something new or put in the work. Expertise or advice, money for supplies or studio time or new equipment or a class, emotional capacity if you're doing something difficult or healing, physical space to practice or store supplies or gather people, accountability to stick with it when the going gets tough. Whatever it might be, mark the boxes to get your wheels turning. In the sidebar, check off what area of the Cultivated Life Evaluation this goal falls under and whether it includes habits, finish lines, or is a big dream. You can check multiple boxes. Again, this helps you categorize the goal in your mind and see whether you're building a well-rounded year if that's something you're hoping for. Now at the bottom, we have 3 questions that will help you begin to break your goal down. First, what does success look like for this goal at the end of 2026? This helps you know where you're headed. If you can envision your destination, you're much more likely to get there. You can write in a few thoughts on the habits you'd like to have mastered, the finish lines you'd like to complete, or how you want to feel by the end of the year. Next, what might get in the way of you making progress on this goal? What might distract you? What might derail you? Perhaps it's a resource you checked off above that might be hard to come by. Whatever it is, problem solving here at the beginning can help you have smooth sailing later on. Finally, how will you have fun with this goal along the way? I love this question. Friends, goal setting is not meant to be all drudgery and boredom. No way. The more you can inject fun and community and competition and rewards and joy into your goal setting, the more likely you are to stick with it. So as you imagine living out this goal, how can you build fun into your plans? Can you invite a friend to come alongside you? Can you add delight to an action step? Can you plan a fun reward? Spend a few minutes brainstorming. When you're ready, look at page 29. This page is flexible on purpose. We've given you a simple quadrant to fill in potential habits, finish lines, and action steps for each season. This is a really helpful way to pace yourself for success throughout the year so that you don't get stuck trying to do everything at once. Of course, there are lots of other ways to break down your goals, so feel free to get creative and use the wildcard sheets available for download on our website. You have 8 of these goal action plan pages to start you off for the year. A tip if this is your first time filling them out: go through and write in each of your goals and your whys so you get a little momentum, and then come back and fill out the rest of your plans for each, maybe over the rest of this week. One really important thing we don't want you to miss. See that line down at the bottom? What's next? All good things start with one step. Even if you don't know every step it will take you to get from where you are to where you want to be, you know enough to take the first step. So write that down and give it a deadline. Once you've done it, take the next step, and then the next step. Little by little will add up. And remember, goals can change. As you fill out your monthly tending lists and your 90-day refreshes, you can come back to these pages and check on your progress, jot down more ideas, or transfer action steps to the month ahead. You'll get more and more clarity as you experience each season. Now for something really good. When you're ready, flip to pages 45, 46, and 47. These pages are some of the most life-giving in all of PowerSheets. This yearly overview is a place to plant your goals where you think they'll thrive best. Because remember, you're not going to do all these goals on January 1st, or even in January. There might be quite a lot that you've brainstormed between habits, big dreams, and finish lines for all sorts of yearly goals. We're going to stop right here and take ourselves off the pressure train. Instead, we're going to focus on the reality that we cannot and will not do everything in one fell swoop, even though you might want to. You might think, all of these things feel so important and I want to have done them yesterday. That's good. Use it as motivation to carry you through the next year or beyond. It doesn't so much matter how long it takes you to complete a goal when it really matters to you, just that you're making consistent progress. Pages 46 and 47 are ones you'll want to return to throughout the next year, so you might want to mark them with a Post-it note, snap-in bookmark, or page flag. At the beginning of each season, you can come back here to evaluate your progress and collect more action ideas. Take some time to begin filling out each season with finish line, habit, and action step ideas now. And remember, less is more, especially in the beginning of the year. Friends, you did it! You've set your goals and you're well on your way to breaking them down. You know all those things you've always wanted to do. You're doing them. In the next video, we're going to talk through what it looks like to live out your goals and give you some helpful tools to do so. We can't wait, and we'll see you there.